Okay, guys, welcome to a brand new show of WrestleSlam. It's February. You know, a lot's happening. The Royal Rumble is fresh. A lot of stuff happening on Raw, Smackdown, Impact Wrestling, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling. And, hopefully one day we have OTT Wrestling back as well. Obviously, we're missing all the Irish stuff here in Ireland. I'm joined by Phil, Timmy and Ger. Lads, I know very well. It's great to have Timmy and Ger on with us. First time appearances for both lads. We'll be seeing plenty of the lads on with us over the next couple of weeks and months as well. First of all, Phil, you were on with D'Lo Brown recently. How was D'Lo Brown? He looked well.
Yeah, he was a gentleman, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always kind of admired D'Lo for the stuff he's done over the years. It was just nice to kind of just ask him a question, I suppose.
Yeah, and I was watching it. Obviously, I had a radio show, but I finished the radio show and I kind of streamed. I streamed it, and I could see you were the first person, which is always
they fecked up the stream where they wouldn't even show the videos.
Yeah, I seen that. But luckily, Sports Matters always gets picked first, so you didn't have to wait too long. They're always first question, which is good. Timmy, I'm going to go to you, my man. Obviously, the Royal Rumble was huge. I definitely, it's rare I'll stay up for a pay-per-view, but obviously SummerSlam, Rumble and Mania, I'll always stay up for. But you obviously stayed up, Timmy. That's a stupid question, isn't it?
I stay up for everything.
Yeah.
Every show.
I was thinking that. What would you rate the Royal Rumble out of 10, Timmy? I know you're very honest. You'd say it's a 1 if it's a 1.
Oh, I would.
What do you think of it?
I'd say it was an 8 for a change. Like, their pay-per-views have been shocking lately, but the Royal Rumble, they seem to pull it out of the bag for once. I don't know. Somebody else must have wrote the show.
Well, the last few pay-per-views have been decent. I'm liking all the stuff with Roman Reigns head of the table.
I can say one thing about the Royal Rumble that probably would be good, but there was no Vince McMahon backstage.
Yeah.
Sure. Obviously you watch all the pay-per-views. I know you've got a great thing, and it's you know what I mean. We've seen a lot of changes these last few months. Obviously, COVID, pandemics. What was your take on the Rumble, and what do you think of it?
I loved it. I thought it was great. It's one of the best pay-per-views in the last 12 months. Considering the Royal Rumble runs solely on crowd, and being in the crowd, seeing everybody coming out, counting the numbers.
Yeah,
it worked. It worked even without the crowd, even though it was fake noises, fake countdown and stuff. But it seemed to work pretty well. Overall, I didn't see a bad match. There were a few spots that you could probably change. Having the 24/7 coming into the Ladies Rumble was probably the worst part of the whole night.
Yeah, they ruined it.
Ruined it. It overshadowed the women, which they don't need. They're fighting all the time to try to get up, and throwing them into it just didn't make any sense. They didn't need to be there.
Yeah, it was bizarre. No, we've seen a lot of kind of legends coming back. Obviously, Carlito, Edge. Not Edge. Edge obviously won it, but it's Carlito, Christian, and many others. What was your take on Phil? What was your take on Christian coming back?
I kind of half expected it since he was cleared last year. I reckon he'll have 1 or 2 more matches without a doubt.
Definitely.
But it was nice to see him. I just think, didn't they do that moment twice with the hugs?
Yeah, with Daniel Bryan and Kane too.
Yeah, it was a bit. I thought that kind of took away from it.
I liked it. I'm gonna be. We're all emotional this year and last year. We all need a hug. I think everyone needs a lift. I thought it was nice. Obviously, the Edge and Christian moment was magic. I thought when he came out, the camera kind of went to Edge and he kind of looked up. He was on the ground and he kind of looked up.
Yeah.
Actually, like he really teared up. You could see he was really happy to see Christian come down the title.
That actually would have done. They didn't need that whole other thing.
They didn't need to do the hug after that.
Oh,
not at all.
Timmy, everyone likes a hug.
No, we can't hug each other. We haven't been able to hug each other for the last 12 months. Why couldn't they do it on TV?
Well, yeah,
exactly.
What was the take, Ger, on Carlito? Were you happy to see Carlito back?
He looked massive, didn't he? He was huge.
Ridiculous. Jesus. He's obviously I'm not going to say.
I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing it right.
Plenty of apples.
Yeah.
Plenty of red apples and vitamins.
I reckon Chris Masters is next to come back.
Yeah.
Oh, don't be saying that.
Yeah. That's going around all right.
Wasn't he 21 in 05 or something?
Yeah.
Nice guy.
He's not that old.
No, nice guy. I actually met him in Cork. He was over here with All-Star Wrestling or something.
What's that, 2008?
Yeah.
It would have been a while back, yeah, and Sabu was there, but he was actually nice.
American Wrestling Rampage.
Yeah, that was it to me. Sorry, that was actually it. know where I got all star wrestling from. So, like, we seen the outcome of the Rumble. Obviously, Edge was the first in, and he won it. Timmy, was it the right call to have Edge win it?
Yes, definitely. It'll build, the storyline will work. Like, nobody knows who he's going to face. Everyone assumes it's going to be Roman Reigns. But I honestly see him going for Balor. And I think that's the match they should go for.
Yeah. Sure. What you reckon, my man? Good call with Edge?
Good call. You know, put him in a main event at WrestleMania. Does he need to win the Royal Rumble? They could have let somebody else win the Royal Rumble. And if there's 2 titles, you know, somebody else could have won.
Who though?
Drew. Anybody,
like,
the minute you win the Royal Rumble, you have 2 months to build up.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan was rumored, but I don't think.
Yeah.
I think that's done now.
Yeah.
It's done.
Well, for the first time in a long time, the bookies had it wrong. Obviously, Bryan was the favourite, and I watched it throughout the day. Now, I'm not a gambler.
Rollins was favourite by the time the Rumble kicked off.
Yeah. It was just bizarre. But, like, you know, obviously, Edge winning, we don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, we want to see him face Balor, because Balor, anyone that faces Balor, whether it's AJ Styles or whoever, is going to be a good match. But it's interesting to see what's going to happen and what way he goes. But how can you see it pan out to me? What can you see? What's your main event for Mania if it comes to Roman Reigns? Who do you reckon he actually will end up facing?
Goldberg.
It's very possible. Even though I don't want it, it's very possible. I don't want it, but it's very possible.
It was meant to main event last year. They've gone all quiet. They've gone all quiet on it. They're doing the red herring with Edge, spear versus spear. They're going to bring that up, of course they are, and it's going to lead to Edge going, "I'm not facing you. He's facing you," and Goldberg's musical hit.
Yeah,
I can see it. You can read it like a book.
But would it be right to say if it is Goldberg, which I kind of think maybe it is, he's going to face Reigns at Mania? There's no way Goldberg's going to win that match because he's
no.
So
he's there to put Reigns over, to give Reigns another big scalp, because they're building this all up to next year. Because
I reckon Reigns
versus The Rock.
To the next one.
Yeah,
Reigns will have to belt to the next Reign in WrestleMania.
Yeah, where he faces The Rock.
Yeah. Bianca Belair, lads. Jer, obviously, you know what I mean. The women have really, they've really come up the ranks these last couple of years, and it's great to see it. Bianca Belair is an absolute credit and a serious athlete. And I go back to the time I was lucky enough with Phil to be at WrestleMania, where we were in the media room, and it just happened to be that NXT were there with us. So not only were we watching WrestleMania, NXT there with us, and Bianca Belair was actually sitting right next to us with Keith Lee and her husband, and we were chatting away.
That's not her husband.
Yeah, it just she seems so kind of down to earth, so grounded. But do you think they made the right call, Joe, with Bianca Belair winning the Royal Rumble?
Absolutely. She's got everything. You know, she's still a bit green on the mic. She still needs a lot of work, you know, but that'll come with time. Between now and WrestleMania, she can get as much mic time as possible. You know, going face to face with Sasha is going to be brilliant for her.
Yeah,
help her, Mike.
She has everything. Like, she's a superstar. Right?
Yeah, she can be a global superstar. Timmy, do you reckon it was the right call seeing Bianca Belair win? Obviously, Becky never came back. Charlotte Flair put him on a different pattern, maybe with Lacey Evans and stuff, and obviously Ric Flair. But do you think it was the right call? I think no one can doubt it.
Oh, 100%. She's the best on the roster at the moment, bar Sasha. And the reason they're going to put her in with Sasha is because that will help with her mic skills, because Sasha's the best on the mic at the moment. A lot of the women are terrible on the mic. Carmella's in a women's title feud at the moment, and I'd mute to tell you every time she comes on because she hasn't a clue. Yeah.
Philly, do you reckon it was the right call, my man? Obviously, Bianca Belair, we spoke about it before the show.
It was the only choice.
Yeah.
Like, I know that we were all talking about Rhea Ripley, but I think Rhea's, like, there's something about her I don't like.
Yeah.
They'd be putting her down her throat. She already was at last year's WrestleMania defending the title. There's no point having her win the Rumble and go for a title.
Yeah.
It's the same match.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see her still going against Asuka, or maybe a triple threat with Charlotte and Asuka at WrestleMania.
That would be beautiful.
That's a possibility.
Yeah. When we look at obviously Bianca Belair last year's Royal Rumble, she eliminated 6-7 people, and then obviously you said, right, the next Royal Rumble she's probably going to do well, but she won it. Do you reckon it's the case that Rhea Ripley could possibly make a name next year in the Royal Rumble, Phil?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And I reckon by then Becky will be back and we'll have the match with Becky.
Yeah.
Becky.
out loud, Ger, do you reckon we're going to see Ronda Rousey back anytime soon?
I was hoping for her to come back at the Rumble.
Yeah.
I was hoping. I know Becky was backstage, but she's not going to be ready for the ring yet. But Becky and Ronda at WrestleMania, they don't need a title. They don't need anything. It's just
that could still happen.
There's talk about it.
Her contract's up after Mania, like, so they're obviously going to want her back on telly once more.
Yeah.
They want to make that contract worth their while.
Big thing.
And if you watch Ronda on Instagram and she does all YouTube stuff, she's doing a lot of gaming. She's quite a geek, which is interesting. But she's obviously open to the idea. I know she was doing stuff with James Storm a couple of weeks back where she's in the ring and she's obviously doing a bit of training.
Yeah, she's still training. She has Piper's daughter in training with her as well.
Yeah, she's probably destined to come back. I know she left, and I think obviously she said she wanted to have babies and stuff, and obviously it's in the pipeline. But it's probably fair to say she'll probably be back soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Oh, I say so. I think she'll definitely be back.
I love it. I'd like to see her back. I think she's been all right, to be fair. She really. I remember her first match. She kind of impressed me. So it's fingers crossed. It'd be great to see Ronda back. Now, obviously, we've seen Tori Wilson. We didn't see Trish Stratus, which was a bit bizarre. Lita wasn't there. No,
there might be restrictions.
Trish lives in Canada.
Yeah,
in Canada and America.
That's probably partial of what happened. I'm going to go to a matter as regards to NXT. Right, Steve Cutler obviously departed WWE. Now, the rumor is obviously there was COVID. He attended a party. Vince McMahon's a bit livid. Was it the right call, Phil, to let him go, given the curfew and all that kind of stuff?
I don't think it was the right call to let him go, but I don't think many people will miss him. I know it's very harsh, but he's sort of the guy that wasn't going to go higher than what he was.
Yeah.
And also, he's currently dating Deonna Purrazzo, and that's probably where he picked it up. And that's probably why that's why he's livid, because he was hanging out with Impact stars. And
he promised Roman Reigns that he wouldn't bring anyone around him. Your man was backstage at Smackdown interacting with Reigns, who has a compromised immune system.
Yeah.
Reigns could have walked off again and fucked off over this.
Yeah.
That's not what we need. He's a champion. And he'd have been 100% right to do it if he felt it.
Yeah. It's a strange one, Jordan, isn't it? It's just, it's obviously, when you're working for a big billion-dollar company and you're told not to break curfews and this and that. Obviously, the rumor is that Vince McMahon is livid backstage because it could have caused havoc. The Rumble could have been cancelled if it broke out big time. Bit bizarre,
big time. Well, I think he was the odd one out. A lot of NXT talent, like Adam Cole, hung out with AEW stars over Christmas, over New Year's as well. But because he, like you said, he's not interacting with Roman Reigns on a weekly basis. Cutler was kind of the only SmackDown star who was caught up in it. There was some Raw stars caught up in it, but again, they're not interacting with Roman Reigns either. So, and he wasn't a big star, so nobody's really going to miss him.
Yeah. But the strings, get rid of him.
And there's talk he'll be back in a few months. There's talk he'll be back in a few months.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see who knows what's happening. Now, obviously, we've seen as well, obviously, WWE signed a guy called Parker Bordeaux. Okay, now, this guy looks like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
True.
Maybe he is Brock Lesnar's.
Maybe.
Illegitimate son.
Yeah. Did you get a glimpse of that, Joran? What did you think?
Yeah, I was looking at stuff last night. He had stuff up on Twitter last night, and Matt Riddle actually tweeted him saying, Brock Lesnar won't fight me, maybe this guy will. So your man responded, it's Riddle. So he'd probably turn Riddle inside out, but he's
playing the game already.
Yeah, why not?
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Leave Eva Marie manage him and we're sorted.
Yeah, makes sense.
You just want Eva Marie back on television.
Yeah, he does.
But she really looked well with him in that picture.
Yeah.
Like a modern day stable.
Yeah.
But anyone's going to look well next to her. Come on. Yeah. That's a fair point. Phil, did you see, obviously, Kelly Ray, NXT UK, Bailey said, come up and fight me.
Yeah. The people are always on about these NXT UK guys having these belts so long, but they haven't defended them.
Yeah.
The shows.
Yeah, but Kaylee Ray could win a 600-day reign and defend the belt about 20 times. Not even.
She's made history. She's the longest reigning champion, I think.
Water, it's longer, I'd say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When a woman
I'd say he is.
Yeah.
Oh, she's the longest reigning women's champion in WWE in 35 years.
Yeah.
Moolah had it longer than her.
Moolah had it for a combined days of 10,000 days.
Yeah. Do you reckon they're dropping the ball a small bit with Bailey? Obviously, Bailey is Sasha's in the spotlight, but
the issue is with Bailey is that she was pushed down our throats for about a year, and you can't continue that.
Not often you complain about Bailey.
No, but I know, but like the thing is, even did you watch the Austin podcast?
Yeah.
She even says to herself, like, she's become so stale, she doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
The four of them did. Sasha became stale, Charlotte became stale because it was really just them. That's all they forced on us on both shows.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, Kaylee Ray going back to Kaylee Ray, she comes up to Raw or SmackDown, she'll be jobbed. She won't do well at all.
Isn't it a win-win situation for her, though, if, for argument's sake, when the borders can open and she can fly in? Like, for her to make maybe an appearance on Raw, an appearance on SmackDown, and
I think
it's a good
for
thing
her.
Just a one-off, the way Walter
did it. The next big thing is NXT for her.
Yeah. But the rumour is that Walter doesn't take any shit. Like, apparently Walter's refused to actually go to America.
Yeah, he doesn't want to come at all.
Yeah, he won't live in America, yeah.
Just that's what you want, though. No bullshit. Like, Vince is probably saying, hold on a second, does he even know who I am? Like, but Walter is probably right in a sense. I don't give a shit who you are. Like, I'm staying where I'm staying.
Yeah. Can you blame him what they did to him at Survivor Series when he was in that team, NXT team, and they squashed him in the first minute?
Yeah.
Nobody squashes Walter, like.
Yeah.
No, there's no flies in him. I think he's going to be.
What's the point?
Yeah, he's
but a lot of those NXT UK guys wouldn't make it on the main shows.
No.
But not the way it's run. If Triple H was there and he was in charge, then they probably would. But Damian Priest, obviously, we've seen him a lot more on our cameras, guys. Perhaps going to be a big thing in our eyes, but then quashed by Vince.
Yeah.
The latest rumor for him is that he's going to be in a tag match at WrestleMania.
That was changed again. Did you not see it?
Bad Bunny.
No, Bad Bunny. It's going to be Miz and Morrison versus Bad Bunny and Booker T.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It writes itself, and it's like it's the latest thing I'm reading.
And as well, if you look at all the views they're getting, there's no why not do it. Like,
yeah,
Bad Bunny is the highest selling merchandise seller on WWE.com at the moment. Like that's a disgrace.
Yeah.
I don't even know who he is.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was either.
Man.
Over a billion views on Spotify last year on one song.
Yeah.
Did anybody understand what he's singing?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but he seems to be liked. You see, even Randy Orton put up a picture of him on Instagram. Randy fucking Orton put up a picture of him on Instagram.
And he don't like anyone.
His kids love him.
Yeah, it's bizarre. So, obviously, we're seeing a lot of stuff happening on Raw, SmackDown at the moment, lads. Are you happy enough with Raw, SmackDown? I know Phil is never really happy with Raw. SmackDown.
Raw is shockingly bad. I can't watch that anymore.
Terrible.
I watch it every week.
Do you watch the full thing or the highlights, Tim?
It's full thing. Watch it live.
You're always a Nighthawk, to be fair though. Always a Nighthawk, I'll give you that.
I watch every show live. I watch Raw Monday, Impact Tuesday, AEW Wednesday, then I watch NXT on Thursday, and then I watch SmackDown on Friday.
Yeah.
You should be working full time with that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm currently not working over the restrictions, so I might as well be doing something.
That's true. George, you watch much of them?
I watch NXT all the time and SmackDown. Raw, I haven't watched. I catch glimpses of it online. It's just gotten too stale to watch. To invest, trying to invest in it is just, who do you invest in?
That's it, exactly.
There's nobody there.
Orton is all that's on Raw at the moment.
And then coming as well, just some news about wrestling shows. New Japan is starting in the UK.
Yeah, it's on Roku. It's actually on. It's on Sky.
Yeah.
Roku have a channel on Sky if you.
This whole team with All Elite Wrestling, Impact, and New Japan Pro Wrestling is quite interesting, guys. It's Impact's ratings have gone way up. Obviously, AEW are still doing well. Obviously, NXT is still huge, but it's. Have you kind of, Timmy? You have said you kind of dampened into the Impact a small bit. How impressed are you with Impact?
It's much better at the moment. I watched it last year and it was so bad. I just stopped. I didn't even give it another chance. I goes no. But lately, I started when they started with no fans and they came back and this and that. They actually put on a good show the whole way through. There's actually the only bit of rubbish they've done the last few months is that stupid wedding. But sure,
the gun thing.
I don't think any weddings work. Even the wedding on AEW the other night was a load of rubbish.
Yeah.
No, but there was that thing, and it would Impact with that gun was the worst thing I've seen in wrestling in a long time.
Yeah. But Impact have there's a lot of talent there, a lot of talent, and there's good wrestling going on.
Do you know who's really good? Moose.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really
He's improved tenfold. He's improved tenfold.
Yeah.
Even like when he speaks, you just be like, I need to listen to him.
He has the look. He has the voice. He's going to be big. He's going to leave him soon. His contract's actually up in a couple of months. The 2-year thing that Don Callis brought up was a load of rubbish. That was just for the storyline. And I reckon he's WWE bound. He has everything that Vince McMahon wants.
Yeah, he's a Vince guy, all right.
Everything Vince wants in a wrestler, a big man, and he can wrestle, so they'll hire him on that basis.
Roughly, how old is he, Tim? Roughly
36.
He's still young, like.
He's 36. I was only looking it up the other day because I wanted to see. So yeah, he's only 36.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of free agents out there, lads. Can you see anyone make the move to NXT shortly? Obviously, there's names being thrown about, but
Ethan Page.
Yeah,
I heard
definitely.
that.
Yeah.
Joe, who would you like to see go to NXT? Anyone in, like, we all kind of keep an eye on the indie scene and all that kind of stuff, but would you like to see anyone from AEW, NXT, like anyone cross over to NXT? Anyone that you could spot?
There's nobody out there. We thought Jay White was going to come over, and he signed back up.
He signed a 7-year deal a couple of years ago. He was never coming. That was all just rubbish.
Yeah. It would have been nice to see him over there, though. He would have fit in. I think perfect.
See, we all know who Jay White is, but there's a lot of people in the United States haven't a clue who he is. That's the issue. Yeah. He could flop in his first couple of weeks if there's crowds there. McMahon goes, sure, nobody knows who he is. Bang, get rid of him.
He's had a few of the OTTs, we were sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of OTT, obviously we know Aoife Valkyrie very well, and she's obviously in NXT UK. Unbeaten, obviously massive name in NXT UK. Do you reckon, Phil, it's only a matter of time before she is the NXT UK Women's Champion?
I was going to say yes, but then they signed Sakamura.
Sakamura's there to be training them and put talent over. She's not going to become the champion. She's too old.
So? You don't think so?
No. She's brought in just for one match with her, and then they'll use her for training.
Yeah. I see her as the future of the brand, Aoife.
Yeah, they see a lot of her.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't see a lot of her in OTT. We saw bits of her, and she was tag teaming, and we saw her down in Phoenix wrestling and stuff, and there wasn't much. And I was there going, she's going to be nobody. When WWE brought her over, they packaged her right, and she looked brilliant. She looked $1 million straight away.
The thing is, like, only better way off the matter. She was very nervous.
Yeah, she's great girl though. Like, she's really, as I said, I think she's definitely. I even would have questioned, if there was no COVID, she could have potentially been in the Royal Rumble this year if she could have flown over.
You never know.
With the women's ones, they were very short on talent, and they always brought over the year before they had a few NXT UK stars over for things. So why not?
She's going to be a big star.
Just going on to AEW and New Japan stuff.
Yeah, Phil, update us. What's happening? Obviously, Jericho still thinks he's a 21-year-old boy.
He's brilliant.
Yeah, Kenta was on AEW the other night.
Did you see the thing I tagged you in, Vince? Who is this guy? Triple H said to Vince, he used to work with us, Vince. No, he didn't. You fired him, Vince.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, a lot of people are out there thinking this is going to be the savior of wrestling, but like, wrestling alone will not save wrestling.
No.
Yeah. Is AEW dropping the ball a small bit, Phil, or is it still as good as ever?
I think the problem is Tony Khan's booking style is not.
He should have never come onto a TV screen either.
Yeah, his ads. You've seen Impact with his ads. They're horrible.
I do a better job.
Yeah.
He's like a child.
Yeah. But he books the shows with Kenny Omega's help, and I just don't think it works.
Do you think they're a bit intimidated by Tony Khan, in the sense they don't want to fuck about in case he gets the...
he could throw his ties over his pram and go home, and they have no company then.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand.
No television deal, no money.
I don't understand why Jake the Snake is not like giving advice on stuff.
But they probably are backstage. But Tony Khan probably thinks he's better than a whole lot of them because he owns the company. What I say goes.
Yeah, because when I watch it, I'm thinking, oh God, here's another tag match. Do you know it's that kind of way? Is there's too many of them?
It's all tag matches, isn't it?
There's another few tag matches next week.
Yeah,
8-man tags, everything.
Everybody's in a stable. There's no choice. They have to have
They've too many
stables.
They have too many people, and then they're bringing in these guys from Impact. They're bringing in guys from New Japan.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to lose focus on their own guys, and that's a joke. Like, they've two of the best.
MJF is the most regressed wrestler I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like, at the moment, they have two wrestlers who at the moment are the best wrestlers on the planet, and they're not even pushing them. It's Pac and Phoenix. Like, they're absolutely
Phoenix
out
is
of this world.
ridiculous.
I've seen them wrestle live, and I didn't think they were. I thought they were good, but they've just got better as the years went on. Like they're phenomenal.
Is Phoenix the guy that's stuck outside America?
Yeah.
No, the guy that's there at the moment.
Okay.
Like him and Pac are just.
Do you remember Pac in Neptune Stadium? I think, Jared, did you go to that?
Yeah.
He was on the balcony with
He climbed up with Mike Bailey,
and he had a pay-per-view, the biggest.
He was dangling off.
Yeah, the biggest pay-per-view in All Elite Wrestling the following week. And we're saying, does he fucking know he's in the biggest pay-per-view in All Elite Wrestling next week? And he's on a balcony in Neptune Stadium, Cork, playing fucking, whatever with Mike Bailey. But that was my Pac is some specimen.
He gives 100% every match.
Yeah.
He was the same. I was at WrestleMania a couple of years ago, and he was fighting on the pre-show with Austin Aries, and they had one of the matches of the night.
I remember.
And there was nobody in the arena.
A shame.
And I was in the arena because when you go to WrestleMania all the way from Ireland, you're going to go to every bit of it.
Absolutely.
And they gave a match, and you could see by their faces they were disgusted. They weren't even featured on the box of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The match wasn't even wrote there. Like that.
He's left soon after, didn't he?
Yeah, he walked out after that. It was
Yeah. Now, lads, 4 of us have been lucky enough to attend WrestleMania. As Timmy, you've been there a lot more times than me and Phil.
No, just the one.
Well, it's
4.
4. I'm 2 and Phil's 1. But Joe, what was it like for you? Obviously, you've witnessed the crowd and you've seen it. What was it like being there?
We were there for 31 in San Francisco. It was ridiculous. It was probably one of the most star-studded WrestleManias in a long time. Yeah. Like having the NWO and DX go at it just for the hell of it. Doesn't get much better than that. Like, and Rollins cashing in, the crowd was crazy. It was just definitely we're going to go back in Los Angeles in 2023 because we want to go.
You were supposed to go last year. That's my confusion.
Yeah, we had booked in for last year. We had everything booked in.
Yeah, same as myself.
Sick.
Timmy was the same. Yeah. Do you reckon, lads? Obviously, Mania this year. Isn't the rumour true? You see reports. There's going to be people left in 20,000 or something.
Yeah,
about 25,000.
This Sunday is the test because Super Bowl is on.
Yeah,
it'll be the same as that.
Yeah.
There's 22,000 fans being left into the Super Bowl. Like if a week after Super Bowl there's a big outbreak in the fans, I reckon there'll be no fans at Mania. That's why there's no. That's why they've sold no tickets yet.
They haven't put them on sale yet.
No.
Yeah. So last 10 minutes of the show, guys. Any of you catch the Yokozuna documentary?
Yeah.
Outstanding.
I actually haven't got it. I haven't seen it yet. So I'm looking forward to it.
Outstanding.
George, take, my man?
I loved Yokozuna growing up. I used to watch back in the 90s. I used to watch the challenge. People try to knock him over, and there were Hacksaw Jim Duggan eventually did it, and then he squashed him, sat on his chest, and pretended blood coming out of his mouth. I remember as a child watching that. So Yokozuna was always someone you're like, holy shit, man.
Is he dead? Is he dead 20 years this year?
Yeah. 2001.
Yeah, died in Liverpool. I always remember the newspaper saying that apparently he's a spider. I always forget it because he had a phobia of spiders, and they reckon that he got a heart attack over seeing a spider because every room that he used to stay in, they'd have to check the room for spiders. This is true. They'd check the room for spiders and all that kind of stuff. But it was a shock, and back then I didn't realize how young he actually was, guys. Like Yokozuna
passed away 29, I believe, was he?
32, I think, when he died.
Yeah, he was quite young. He was
crazy.
Which is there. But I thought Rakishi's story was incredible, where at a time Rikishi was struggling, he handed him a blank check and he said, look, what do you need? And obviously a great guy, Phil.
Yeah. It was actually really, really sad to watch.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much because Tim hasn't seen it.
Yeah. And
Tim, I know the stories though, like it's.
No, I know, yeah, but it still kind of has its moments that you kind of want to take in.
Yeah.
I think you can see it nowadays with the family thing that Roman's doing as well. It's like they're such a close-knit family.
Oh, it's brilliant. I think that's the best thing on television at the moment.
And you'd think Roman and Jay are first cousins, and they but they're actually like third cousins or something. And Rikishi was Roman's first cousin. I always think he's his uncle or something. Just the way they are. Their family are just, if you're related, you're part of the family regardless.
Remember when they brought him out at Hell in a Cell? The family.
That was amazing.
Sure, they even done it in the women's battle royal because they had Nia didn't really want to take out Tamina because their family.
Yeah. I just have to say something about the Usos. Where was Jay at the Royal Rumble, guys?
I reckon he's COVID, to be honest with you.
He was gone for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, he showed up last night in SmackDown, so I'm presuming he had his 2 weeks up. We're up by then.
There was a fair point there that if Jey Uso was in the Royal Rumble, he could have won it. Like,
Yeah, he was advertised for the Rumble right up until a couple hours before. So
Yeah, and they just pulled him, didn't say nothing.
Do you reckon? Obviously, we know Vince wasn't there because I think his brother passed away. But do you reckon a winner could be changed within an hour of the Royal Rumble? Is it that possible with Vince and everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, the way Vince goes.
In any match, sure, WrestleMania, when The Undertaker lost to Brock Lesnar, when The Undertaker showed up at the arena, he was winning.
Yeah.
So like an hour before the show, he was winning that match, and then the shock of all shocks, he didn't like the bookies got that one wrong as well.
They were like 70.
Brock Lesnar was 66-1 in Paddy Power.
Yeah.
I turned off the pay-per-view when Brock won and went to bed.
Yeah.
My friend was at it. He walked out of the arena. He was over there, and he walked out after flying from Ireland. He walked out of the arena after that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's that's why I love wrestling so much, because there's always the
shocks.
There's always a debate. So obviously next week we'll see a lot more stuff.
There's an NXT pay-per-view and there's an Impact Plus special.
Yeah. Phil, give us the lowdown, my man. What are we seeing?
We're actually going to see Tommy Dreamer and Rich Swann for the World Belt.
Dreamer's 50th birthday.
Dreamer's 50th birthday. I don't think he's going to win, but you never know.
Timmy, you remember when we bumped into Dreamer over New Orleans?
Yeah, Dreamer's grandmother is actually from Ballyhan, so.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. We were walking the strip of New Orleans, and
you were sober. I was langers. Dreamer was langers. Great pictures.
On that walk, we bumped into everyone. Like we bumped into Boring.
No Way Jose. Buff Bagwell. Like it was just one of these bizarre weeks that we had. But we went into a nightclub, and Tommy Dreamer out in the middle of the dance floor, giving us socks. Like, it was brilliant.
Like, and after 10 seconds, his hand just went around us. You're fucking Irish. I'm gonna drink with you. And bizarre. But
just going back to it because I know we have 5 minutes. This Impact. This is not the next pay-per-view is April, isn't it, Tim?
Yeah, April. So this is just like it's like what they used to do back in the day, the monthly pay-per-views.
Yeah. So then we have Private Party and the Good Brothers.
Epic. Like it.
I reckon someone could screw the Good Brothers there and give the belt to Private Party.
Matt Hardy's going to be involved in it as well, isn't he?
He's manager of the Private Party.
Are they heel now, or have they turned heel? Or?
Yeah. He's big money Matt, so
yeah, he's great as that.
Oh, he's brilliant.
And the next night, then you have Balor and
Dunne, which is going to be match of the year candidate.
Right time.
Match of the year candidate.
It's like we know how good Dunne is, lads. We've seen Dunne, throughout the years. It's probably fair to say that 2021 will be the year Pete Dunne breaks records and breaks on.
Like I hope so.
Yeah, he's incredible. Do you reckon he could beat Finn, or is it just too soon for him to win that belt?
Not too soon.
They're not going to.
They're not going to do it before Mania. They need Finn for Mania.
Basically.
So 4 minutes, guys. I'm going to throw one question only. Sheamus, Drew McIntyre. This is going to be incredible. I think it's the right time. I think everything about this.
Cannot wait.
Perfect. Are we going to see Sheamus beat Drew McIntyre before WrestleMania?
Maybe in a tag match.
I think he could win the belt at WrestleMania.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah. There's talk of Keith Lee and Sheamus against Drew in a triple threat. So
they could keep Drew strong by having him pin Keith. But there's not long left in Sheamus. He deserves another title run. He's absolutely phenomenal at the moment. This is his best work. This is his best work since he came to WWE.
Yeah.
Like we met him there a couple of years ago, Jerry, in New York or at WrestleMania, and he was.
You still owe me flat, by the way. I said like the absolute shit that day. He came over to me and he was like, "Hiya, Jerry." I was like, "Look, that's Tim there and Darren." And oh man, he loves the Irish thing, but he looked after us.
Yeah, sure. He wasn't taking pictures with anyone else in the hotel. It was no to everyone else, and just to us.
Yeah, no, it was sweet. I'm loving everything on Twitter, lads. I'm loving the way it's personal, like in 20-year friendship, and they lived, probably in cardboard boxes, and the stories they struggled on the way up, and they both.
They were over here together with Irish Whip Wrestling, like.
Yeah.
And they were two small young men that didn't have a clue.
You reckon so that Sheamus could possibly beat him at Mania or beforehand for the belt? Do you think it's only right to say he will?
Yeah, at Mania, I'd say.
You'd like to think so.
I think Drew will drop it at Mania though, because if Roman's going to beat whoever he's facing, they're not going to have him drop it. So one of the titles has to be dropped. So
yeah, and they could put Drew and Roman into a feud next, because that's the next logical thing to do to keep it going. Like,
love it, I love it. It remains debatable. Timmy, Ger, thank you for joining us today. It means an absolute lot.
Anytime.
A lot more of you over the weeks. Phil, it's always an honour having you on with me, man. Yeah. Great stuff with D'Lo Brown as well this week. The show will go out early next week, guys. It's the second show of February. It's great to have Ger and Timmy on with us. They know their stuff. Raw, SmackDown next week, obviously NXT, Impact. You know, we have so much. Hopefully we'll have a bit of OTT news as well in the coming weeks. Always check out their merchandise stuff as well. Check us out on WrestleSlam on Instagram and Twitter. Guys, thank you very much and be safe.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.